They learn from repetition. Every thought you repeat, every action you practice, and every belief you reinforce becomes easier to access over time. This is why habits feel automatic. This is why confidence grows with experience. This is why fear can become stronger when repeatedly avoided and weaker when repeatedly faced. Your mind becomes efficient at doing what you repeatedly ask it to do. Think about someone learning to drive a car. At first, every movement requires concentration. Checking mirrors, pressing pedals, watching traffic, turning the wheel, it feels overwhelming. But after months of practice, those same action happens almost automatically. And while people always speak about the subconscious mind as if it were a mysterious force that can magically create reality, the truth is both more grounded and more empowering. Many of our automatic thoughts, emotional responses, and habits operate outside of conscious awareness. By understanding and intentionally shaping these patterns, we can influence how we behave, make decisions, and pursue our goals. Every great achievement begins with an invisible decision, a decision to believe that change is possible, a decision to keep going despite uncertainty, a decision to become the person who refuses to give up. That decision changes everything. Our brains are constantly searching for patterns. The brain has learned the same principle applies to almost every area of life. Confidence, discipline, public speaking, leadership, problem solving, they all improve through deliberate practice. One of the greatest discoveries in modern neuroscience is that the brain remains capable of change throughout life. That means your current mindset is not your permanent identity. Your habits are not your destiny. Your past does not permanently define your future. Every day you have an opportunity to strengthen new patterns. The subconscious mind plays an important role in this process because more of our daily behavior is automatic. Researchers estimate that many of our daily actions happen out of habit rather than conscious decision making. Imagine waking up every morning. You brush your teeth, you prepare breakfast, you take the same route to work, you take your phone, and many of these behaviors happen with very little conscious thought. Habits save mental energy. That's one of the brain's greatest strengths. But it can also become a weakness if those automatic patterns are working against us. Negative self-talk, constant procrastination, avoiding difficult conversations, believing I'm just not good enough. Over time, these repeated thoughts. Success is often misunderstood. Many people believe it's reserved for the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. They think successful people were born with something special, an advantage that everyone else simply doesn't have. While talent, opportunity, and circumstances certainly matters, one of the greatest differences between people who consistently achieve their goals and those who remain stuck is the way they think, the habits they develop, and the beliefs they repeatedly reinforce. Your brain is far more powerful than most people realize. It isn't just an organ that it helps you think. It constantly adapts, learns, filters information, and changes in response to your experiences and actions. And behaviors can become familiar defaults. The encouraging news is that defaults can change, not overnight, not through wishful thinking, but through consistent effort. One of the most powerful psychological principles is that our expectations can influence our behavior. If you genuinely believe improvement is possible, you're more likely to practice, seek feedback, and persist through setbacks. If you believe failure proves you can never succeed, you're more likely to stop trying before meaningful progress has a chance to happen. Beliefs influence actions. Actions influence results. Results reinforce beliefs. This creates a cycle. The good news is that positive cycles can be built just as negative ones can. Imagine planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check whether it's growing. You water it. You give it sunlight. You remain patient. Eventually, growth appears. Personal development works much the same way. Many people quit because they expect immediate transformation. They exercise for 1 week, read 1 book, meditate for 3 days, launch 1 business, then become discouraged when life doesn't instantly change. but success rarely happens that way. The brain changes gradually. Character develops gradually. Small actions repeated consistently often produce remarkable results over time. This is one reason successful people tend to value routines, not because routines are exciting, but because consistency compounds. Reading 10 pages every day becomes dozens of books over several years. Saving a small amount regularly can grow into meaningful financial security. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes each day can eventually create expertise. Small actions become extraordinary when repeated long enough. Visualization is another technique that many successful athletes, performers, and professionals use. Mentally rehearsing a skill can help prepare the brain for performance, especially when combined with real practice. Visualization alone does not replace action, but paired with consistent effort, it can strengthen focus, confidence, and readiness. The greatest superpower isn't that your brain can dream, it's that your brain can learn, adapt, and help you become the person capable of turning those dreams into reality. One decision, one habit, and one day at a time.